Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the 2020 Kentucky primary was Tuesday, but county clerks across the state are still working to count the votes. Meanwhile, we take a look at a plan that could potentially stabilize the United States food supply and create hundreds of jobs in eastern Kentucky.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. It is 6:33 on this Thursday, June the 25th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News this morning. Many of you will see rain falling this morning, and Brandon said that it verified off of yesterday's future view. So let's toss it on over to Brandon, who can kind of give you a play out of just what you should expect and if we will see some sunshine on this Thursday. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning, Will. And yes, Future View verified in a big way. It was the only model showing the rain this morning, and all the other ones didn't have hardly anything, just some stray showers, but that turned out not to be the case. We're still tracking them over parts of Fletcher and Knott counties, Floyd County, Pike County, and then some stray showers down in the Cumberland Valley. But for the most part, it's slowly trying to get out of here. We'll take a closer look there, and you see Pineville getting ready to get some pretty good rain along US 23 all the way down through Dorton and over toward Jenkins, seeing some of that pretty good rain this morning, and it's just to the east now of Hyman, going back toward Floyd County there near Prestonsburg, just south of there. Visibility is awful this morning. But due to the rain, due to the fog, it's close to zero in a lot of locations, so be extra careful out there this morning. Slow down. Wet roads are going to be a factor for you. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s this morning, area wide, when we're going to see the out the door forecast feature. Sunshine later on. I think the skies will clear pretty quickly behind all this mess, and we'll get into the low 80s this afternoon. Maybe just a touch more humidity today as well. Full forecast on the way in just a few minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, some primary election results still have to be calculated. That's because county clerks are still counting mail-in ballots and will be for the next few days. I went to Johnson County to learn more.
The past few months have been hectic, to say the least.
I've been the county clerk 5 terms, and it's been probably the most labor-intensive election that I've ever endured.
Working 12-hour days, Sally Holbrook, the Johnson County clerk, did not know what to expect when it came to Tuesday's election.
We sent over 3,500 paper ballots out, and we've never, in a normal election, around 400 paper ballots goes out.
Holbrook oversees more than 18,000 voters, and this year things became interesting.
We don't have any local races. It's all federal races, and so it being a primary, I was really, surprised at the voter turnout. I was glad, but I was really surprised.
While Tuesday the election was held, Holbrook's job is not done until the end of the week.
We still are going to be able to continue to count the ballots until the 27th, if they're postmarked by the 23rd.
A job yet to be complete, but one that protects rights for all Americans. In Johnson County, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, almost 3,000 mail-in ballots have been counted in Johnson County. While political hopefuls are not the only ones holding their breath for election results, one Lawrence County farmer is hoping for good news. After people voted on whether or not to allow for a winery at Savage Farms in the Fallsburg area to sell wine. If passed, it would be one of a few wineries to serve alcohol in our region. Savage Farms has been producing maple wine for a few years now, but local laws have kept the farm from selling their product in Fallsburg.
As a small farm winery, the laws were kind of limited. We can only sell at events in wet territory. So this year we have not sold one bottle of wine because obviously all the events are canceled because of the COVID-19.
The winery has already applied for a distributor license so they can sell in stores. They just want to be able to host events and have the ability to sell wine on their farm as well. The vote is looking to be in the farm's favor, but they are still waiting the results from the absentee ballots. Well, it's a classic excuse. My dog ate my homework. But what about my dog ate my ballot? That is exactly what one woman running for office in Lexington had to prove on Election Day. Christine Stanley and her husband got their ballots in the mail this past weekend when Athena, Apollo, and Starbuck decided to turn them into chew toys. They were guided by a county clerk to piece it back together and vote. But after taking a harder look at the slobbery, punctured, and torn ballots, they decided it was best to just vote in person.
had to show them that like our dogs actually damaged the ballots. And then they moved to allow us to vote that day, and we got our slip.
Now, it took multiple trips and more time than they expected, but they say they are content with that as it helps maintain the integrity of the absentee voting system. Well, Governor Beshear announced a new partnership with a Dutch company that he says will help stabilize the U.S. food supply and create hundreds of Eastern Kentucky jobs. Governor Beshear said the public-private partnership will be a springboard off the App Harvest endeavor that is building a major tomato greenhouse in Rowan County. The governor said Kentucky is taking a major step forward with agri-tech, with jobs ranging from $13 an hour entry-level jobs with full benefits to doctor-level salaries. Senior advisor Rocky Atkins says what is a great day for Kentucky is an unbelievable day for Eastern Kentucky.
To know that the Dutch government is looking at Kentucky to bring that infrastructure here to create the other companies that maybe make the steel or make the type of equipment that has to go in these facilities to build here in Eastern Kentucky and throughout Kentucky.
The App Harvest CEO says the reason why tomatoes are so important is that right now is that the eastern seaboard depends on Mexico for millions of pounds of tomatoes every year. Well, we've seen a lot of festivals and celebrations put on hold this year because of the coronavirus pandemic. Yesterday, the annual Nibrock Festival in Corbin joined that growing list. This after the World Chicken Festival was canceled last week. However, organizers of festivals and events in smaller towns across the region say they are struggling with how to move forward. In some towns like Eubank and Pulaski County, events are going on as planned. Eubank Fire Chief Norman Rutherford says he's not worried.
We have lots of room, so, social distancing is not a problem. No one has to be close to each other if they don't want to. They can wear masks if they want to. It's everyone's choice. It's no different than being in a restaurant or whatever.
The overall goal is to keep things going while trying to stop the spread. However, how that is accomplished will look different across the region. Well, while some places are sticking to virtual, the Pikeville YMCA is taking advantage of the lifting restrictions. The new wellness center was expected to open in May, but that date was pushed back due to coronavirus concerns. YMCA employees tell WYMT's Buddy Forbes that it is now open and ready for the community.
The pandemic delayed its opening, but the pool is now in use.
COVID just put a pause on us. It didn't stop us. We're still thinking about the future and what we're going to be able to bring our members and the community.
The Pikeville Area Family YMCA opened its new wellness center this week, introducing the community to the new aquatics option. Executive Director Shelley Justice Fouts says people are already showing an interest.
We've been very blessed. The community is taking part in it, and I know some people are still learning about what we're doing here. But we've had several sessions be capped because right now we're lap swim only.
Though the pool is currently only being utilized by appointment for lap swimming, it will eventually be open for recreational swimming.
The pool in the past was outdoors, and so we had it seasonally. And this is something that's going to, revolutionize our sports in the area, our fitness ability in the area, because it's not just 13 weeks. You have it the full length of the year.
And local schools will use it as new swim teams pop up across the county and region. Fouts says the partnership with the city is all part of the YMCA's vision to help keep the community active and healthy.
Yeah, this is a huge investment in our community. It's not just for the county of Pike. We're talking all of Eastern Kentucky.
In a new, refreshing way. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, YMCA members can use the pool as part of their membership. Non-members can call to set up an appointment. The cost is $3 for youth and $7 for adults.
It's time now for our Daily Helpers and Heroes segment, where we track frontline workers from across the region. We're going to continue to showcase those folks here today. Let's go to our first picture this morning. It comes to us from Shelley, and this is Pastor Gore and Sister Oppie from the Warfield Church of God in Martin County. Shelley tells me these two are pillars of the community and continue to do all they can for their church members and everyone else, even though Pastor Gore is 85 years young. He's been in the ministry for more than 50 years. That's pretty amazing. We have to send out a great big thank you to these fine folks for going above and beyond during this time and always. Our next picture was submitted by one of our neighbors in Floyd County. This is Brenda Tackett. She is part of the healthcare team at McDowell ARH, a role she has served in for 27 years. That's a long time. She continues to work hard and to protect her patients, co-workers, and the community during the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you, Brenda, for your dedication. And finally, our last picture today sent in from Perry County. This is one of the hardest working groups out there right now. This is the environmental team at the Kentucky River District Health Department in Hazard. I always think about the animal shelter when I say that phrase there. This is the team that goes out to make sure businesses and other places are staying safe and following the public health guidelines. We can't say thank you enough to these folks and all of those at the health departments across our region, not only for the work they're doing, but for working so well with us in the media to help get the information out to you all quickly. And of course, if you can still submit, we're doing submissions at least through July, maybe even longer during this pandemic. So you can submit those to us one of two ways. Go over to WYMT.com. On the search bar at the top, type in helpers and heroes. It'll take you right to the page. You can submit your submissions there, or you can send them to me on my Facebook page, Brandon Robinson, WYMT. Will?
Yes, Brandon, we are always so thankful for those who work well with us. It makes our job a lot easier, and it's the most important thing to get you all the facts as quickly and easily and carefree as possible. Thank you, Brandon, and thank you for joining us right here on Mountain News this morning. We'll be back with more news in just a bit.